I could tell you when I first came to Grace. I don't know how many years ago it was because it's been a while. But I can tell you that Grace introduced me to Christianity. I could honestly say that. Born and raised a Catholic, church to me was dodging the nuns. Always looking for a reason to give me a hard time. And it was never my fault, by the way. And literally, I was watching a documentary on the making of a Christmas album by some band. I don't know who it was. And they were doing it in their church with their worship team, which I never heard of. And I said, boy, I would go to a church like that. And somebody knew about Grace and said, you should go to Grace. So I said, all right, I'll try it. Now I'm an old man, right? Because I haven't been in church in a long time. I walk in, and the place is alive, friendly people, music. I'm like, I'm not used to this at all. And there's this banner, which I always give Vince a hard time about because I don't know where it went. And it says, his banner over me is love. And I said, wow, this is not the Christianity that I'm familiar with. But I guess this is what it really is. And I'm literally thinking to myself, you find this absurd, but I'm literally thinking to myself, no wonder Jesus Christ is so popular. This is why he's popular. You know, this is infectious. And I remember thinking back in the early days, I'm like, boy, this is like a parallel universe. There's this beautiful Christian world, and then there's the world, you know? And I'm like, I like this. I think I'll stick around, you know? I was very happy to find this type of place. Grace is a place where you can just let your hair down, relax, know that it's safe, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the people, learn about, you know, wallow in Jesus Christ, which is such a beautiful place to be. It's not easy to do during the week, especially for me. I was actually blown away by Grace in general, and Vince was one of the reasons. I'm used to priests, and it's so organized, and instead I had basically a laid-back, you know, preacher that was talking about the Bible and relating it to your actual life. And of course, like everybody else, I think he's talking about me for the longest time. Oh, that applies to me, that applies to me, that applies to me. Of course, it applies to us all. I mean, that's why the Bible is the genius that it is. But I just thought he was fabulous. It's like, wow, he's actually teaching me, and I'm an old man now. I'm like 40 years, you know, in my 40s by the time I actually discovered Christianity, and I'm saying, this is great stuff. And he's teaching. I didn't know a thing. I mean, I didn't know a thing. And he's always taking passages from the Bible, relating it to your life, and you understand it, and it's spoken in English, and it was just fabulous. I mean, when I say that I was introduced to Christianity when I got here, I'm not kidding. I didn't realize what a beautiful place it is. And I always think to myself, everyone should be exposed to this, because if they were, it's so infectious, the world would be a better place. And we could start with Christians, because a lot of them don't really get it. You know, born and raised Christians, but they've never experienced this type of Christianity, which is the best. And if everybody could expose themselves and just, you know, take some time to visit a church like this one, the ranks would swell. They would swell, and the world would be a better place.